I think most people would agree that it is beginner friendly. Some people will argue, yeah, it's beginner friendly, but it's not secure, which there's never any proof. I've never seen anyone actually provide any proof that Tangem isn't secure. The biggest argument, Tangem doesn't have a screen. What about blind signing? That's has never that was never even really in the conversation until Tangem came out with a screenless wallet, with a super user-friendly wallet, and all of a sudden they became one of the top hardware wallet brands, and then all of a sudden, other wallet companies were like, "Well, you need a screen. You can't use a wallet without a screen." The more important thing, at least from what I've seen in the real world, is you need to be able to read what you're signing. You need to be able to look at the transaction details. You can do that with Tangem. You do it in the Tangem app. Now, no, you're not verifying it on the physical card. It doesn't have a screen. But again, that hasn't actually proven to be a real issue in the real world. The issue has been people sign malicious smart contracts because the code that shows up when they go to sign the contract is it's a bunch of letters and numbers that don't make any sense. That's the real risk. But Tangem has you can see what you're signing. You can see the amount you're sending. You can see where it's being sent to. They've also partnered with Blockade, which Blockade is a scam protection company. So if you use Wallet Connect with your Tangem wallet, it actually rebuilds the transaction offline, and Blockade scans it for anything malicious, and it'll give you a warning if it's a potentially malicious transaction or not. But the whole like screenless thing, in my opinion, is complete FUD, and I think certain brands are, I don't know if jealous is the right word, but maybe fearful that Tangem came in and pretty much changed the entire industry when it comes to hardware wallets. I think the most important thing moving forward in crypto, like in general, is making sure that it's user friendly. Most people don't want to be in crypto because it sucks. It's complicated. You lose money because it's complicated. You make mistakes because it's complicated. So, how do you remove the friction? You make products that are easier to use. It's really that simple, and that's why I like Tangem so much. I mean, there's really nothing else to it. I mean, Tangem's one of the they're one of the few companies that like a lot of companies will they'll pay influencers to literally just to publish a video. I'm not talking about affiliates. I'm an affiliate for Tangem. I'm an affiliate for every single hardware wallet. But there are companies, Decent being one of them, that'll be like, hey, we'll give you $50 if you publish this video. And I don't think Tangem has taken that route yet because I don't think they need to. So like a lot of the content you'll see about Tangem is very organic. The reason I talk about Tangem so much, like I remember the first ever Tangem wallet video I posted is when I got my first card, which is this exact card. I got this over 3 years ago. This is the old 1.0 version, and I got this, and I was like, "This is actually insane," because I came from a Ledger Nano X. That was my first wallet. So when I got this, and I was like holding it up to my phone, and I was like, "Holy crap, that is so easy! It's so quick and it's so easy." The only thing I didn't like back in that review, when I first reviewed Tangem, I remember my biggest complaint was that you couldn't generate a seed phrase. That was my biggest complaint. But guess what? Once I shared that video, and my channel was small at that time, but that video gained some traction, and a lot of people were like, they're like, tell Tangem to add the seed phrase. So you know what we did? We together as a community, all of you told me, I went straight to Tangem and I was like, hey, you have an awesome product, but everyone wants to be able to generate a seed phrase, or at least the option to generate a seed phrase. And this channel in our community is literally the reason the current Tangem cards allow you to generate a seed phrase, because there were so many people who were like, this is awesome, but we want a seed phrase. And that's kind of how it's continuing to go. Right now, it's like, oh, Tangem is awesome, but we need multi-Bitcoin address support. Or Tangem is awesome, we need a screen. You're not going to get that, but you don't need a screen. and that's been proven over the last 9 years. So, I always like to look at the data. Anyways, I went off on a whole rant there. And I haven't even had I had caffeine like 8 hours ago. So